Being likable. Let's be real for 1 second. It is the most important skill you are ever gonna learn, probably in the course of your life. Being likable is the difference between getting the guy, not getting the guy, getting the girl, not getting the girl, getting a promotion at work, or even going from having like no friends to having many friends. Today I'm gonna show you guys some small and big changes that you can make right now that can make you more likable to other people, make you the center of attention when you walk into a room. And these tips are rooted in psychology, so they work. Watch till the end of the video and you will be instantly likable. You wanna be likable? You wanna be likable? We all wanna be likable. So we're gonna take the first tip from one of my favorite movies, from one of my favorite characters of all time, Elle Woods. Elle was not the most educated law student there was. A lot of her other classmates had more knowledge than she did, but in class, she dove right in. She raised her hand and made her presence known. And you can do that too when you're in a setting with other people, especially if it's like a boardroom, a classroom, a conference. Raise your hand. I know that sounds like it's really daring and out there, and maybe you're even like, I don't know what I would say in that situation, but raising your hand gives you attention. It makes people look at you and kind of be like, I wonder who that girl is over there. She's kind of interesting looking. I wonder if I would have a connection with her. So right away, you're establishing yourself as someone who has confidence and who's not afraid to stand up from a crowd. And I think Elle does that really well. And just watch the reactions of the other people on campus when Elle is around. Like, she is likable and they take notice of her, and she has guys and girls alike looking at her and being like, wow, she is amazingly hot. Another really good example of someone who does this is Blair from Gossip Girl. Blair always has a signature item that makes her stand out from the crowd, and this is attractive and is uniquely her. So in season 1, she always had a headband, and then she kind of gets into hair pieces, brooches, and scarves. Whenever you see her, you know, oh, that's Blair. Like, that's the Blair Waldorf look. That kind of familiarizes her in the mind of viewers, but also to people that might have a crush on her or that might like her, because they're like, oh, that's Blair. She's recognizable. From a beauty perspective, Blair is so unique because every single day she changes up her look just a little bit so that people are always kind of surprised or taken aback by her beauty. And you can do the same thing that she does to keep people's eyes on you and have them wondering, oh, what's she gonna be showing up in today? Like, what's her presence or her essence gonna be like today? You can do little things like putting your hair back and putting some earrings on like I did today. So maybe if you're gonna see someone you like for an entire week, you have a different kind of a look every day that's just slightly different, not like a completely different. You don't wanna go like totally corporate chic one day and the next day you're ghetto fab and the next day you're in a tracksuit. You don't wanna go that different, but I think that just like slightly altering your look, like maybe one day you have your hair down and it's like nice and wavy, and the next day it's pulled back with earrings like what I did today. Showing off that you can pull off different looks is very attractive because it really keeps people guessing, like what are they going to do next? Okay, now I've talked to a lot of people about Gossip Girl, and a lot of people who watch the show actually freaking hate Serena. Like, we can't deny that she's really popular in her school, and a lot of people look up to her as kind of like a fashion icon, like a cool girl. She's extremely likable by guys on the show. Like, it seems like everybody wants Serena, and I think that's very notable because we're talking about how to make anyone like you. And I mean, let's not deny it, romantic relationships, you want to be admired and attractive to the people who you have a crush on. So how does Serena do it? The first thing is that she actually, different from many people, and especially people on TV, is that she actually doesn't seem to care what other people are gossiping about. She literally doesn't even engage in the gossip. She just does things that other people gossip about. She does things that no one expects her to do. And the funny thing is that that's actually kind of awesome because she is being true to her heart. She's not listening to like what everyone's saying or, you know, what she's supposed to do as kind of an elite person in society. She's just kind of like forging her own path and not really caring what their reaction is gonna be. What's amazing about Serena going with her heart is that it actually does seem to pack a punch with all of the people that like her. They find this like more attractive about her, that they can't really predict what she's gonna do next because she's actually just following her heart and there's no external cues for her. I honestly don't know if I've ever met anyone who's watched Friends and who doesn't like Phoebe. Phoebe is the most likable character of all. Everyone's like, oh, she's so cute, she's so nice, she's so amazing. So what is it about her that draws that attention? Literally everyone says that Phoebe is the most awesome, likable character. I just want you guys to watch this little clip right here.
Oh, I can't believe I ever let him touch me with those fingers.
What are you guys talking about? I loved it. It was so moving. Oh, plus, it's so different from the stuff you usually hear.
Phoebe does such a good job of knowing what her true thoughts on something are and not letting the opinions or ideas of other people influence how she feels about it or the way she chooses to communicate about that thing. So say you're in a boardroom and everyone's going around the room and sharing how they feel about a presentation or an initiative within the company, and everyone's kind of feeling the same way. People are complaining or they're not liking it so much, but you feel differently. The tempting thing to do is to go along with what everyone else is saying, but honestly, I think that the most attractive thing to do is to listen to what's in your heart and actually speak your mind and share your opinions. And this may or may not go over well with your colleagues. I mean, the only person that really matters in that room is your boss, so they should get your honest opinion. But the truth is, you might actually just disarm everybody else in the room and make them see something in a different way, in a way that they didn't think of it before. Confessions of a Shopaholic. I am almost like embarrassed to admit to you guys that this is one of my favorite movies. I have always thought it was hilarious. I read all the books growing up, and the character of Rebecca Bloomwood is quite flawed. She is a pathological liar, shopaholic, has all these crazy character flaws, but somehow she manages to get the attention of the romantic dreamboat owner of a company, Luke Brandon. And how does she do that? How does she become so attractive that she can do that? One of the most defining moments in this movie for me is when she shares with the bank owner that his bank is terrible, that they need to have a sale, and she has all these amazing, fearless ideas about how they can improve their business. And that is what makes her so attractive to members of the opposite or same sex. She's fearless. And despite Becky's character flaws, she's also really charismatic. So when she walks into a room, she's like, oh, hi, it's nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you. So she has this big smile and she's very bubbly. And I'm not saying that you just have to put on like this fake demeanor. Like, definitely not if that's not how you feel. But the more you are able to disarm someone and act like you're so happy to see them, it's really flattering and can actually make you likable, can make pretty much anybody like you. Now let's talk about someone who isn't instantly disarming and charming, who isn't the person who can make you put your guard down immediately. Let's talk about Miranda Priestly from The Devil Wears Prada. Miranda Priestly is one of my favorite characters. When I first saw The Devil Wears Prada, I always could relate more to Andy because I was more entry level, just starting in the workplace. And now, as a seasoned entrepreneur, I feel like Miranda and I are soul sisters, baby. I can relate to this woman so much as she tries to keep Runway magazine at the top of its game and to keep everyone like at the highest possible standards. Like, this girl, I love her. The people in Miranda's office have an undeniable respect for her, and there's also something that's really likable and attractive about her if you aren't one of the people who's terrified by her.
They're so different.
Andy, the main character, is snickering at something Miranda said during a meeting where a lot of people are there, and you can just see Miranda's absolute anger and rage at this little lowly assistant snickering at her during an important meeting in front of other people. Honestly, if it were me, I would have let that girl go on the spot because that is so disrespectful and inappropriate. But instead, Miranda keeps her emotions in check and actually schools her intellectually and experience-wise.
Turquoise, it's not lapis, it's actually cerulean. And you're also blithely unaware of the fact that in 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of cerulean gowns, and then I think it was Yves Saint Laurent, wasn't it, who showed cerulean military jackets? I think we need a jacket here.
Her knowledge on the topic is bulletproof, and it puts Andy in her place to the point where she has now earned her respect. Do not even give the time of day to someone who doesn't give you the time of day and the respect you deserve. So if the guy you like isn't texting you back, do not respond. That person is too lowly for you. Channel your inner Miranda Priestly and show what a boss you are. Understand that you are important. That's it. You are important. And that changes the way other people feel about you so that they see you as more important too. I mean, I know you guys are all waiting for romantic examples. So like, let's just dish with a really big romantic example. Like, let's start here. Who is the person on TV who is most liked by everyone, who has all the guys or girls flocking after them? Can you guys think of who it is? I did a little research. It seems like the most flocked after person almost in the history of TV is Rachel from Friends. Rachel was my favorite character on TV, but I never really analyzed why. And so I did a little bit of my own research and I started to figure out what makes people like Rachel. So first of all, Rachel had the haircut of the decade. I remember when I was literally in grade 7, I asked my hairdresser, can I have the Rachel haircut, because it was becoming popular in my school. Every freaking person knew what the Rachel haircut was. Think about Rachel getting her haircut. I mean, obviously she's a TV character, but she would have gotten that haircut before it was trendy. So think about going into your salon now and asking for something that literally nobody has. Really daring. And despite us thinking of Rachel as like a very conventional person, she obviously went on a limb and got something very trendy and was so confident about it that it made it popular for everyone else. So when it comes to your personal style, just go with your gut and don't be a follower of what other people are doing. I think in a number of ways, we as women, and even men who might be watching this, are all aiming to be attractive in a very conventional way. And Rachel definitely fits into that category. Like, she does fit the kind of sorority girl, beautiful hair, beautiful skin, beautiful teeth. Like, she looks good in all her outfits. So she's very conventionally pretty. But what I think Rachel is not afraid of, that many of us are, is that honestly, when you look behind the surface, like, she's actually really goofy. She's the kind of girl that you'd see just like hanging out in her pajamas and eating pizza and watching movies with her girlfriends and her guy friends and literally just being fun. She's always having fun. She's really not what you'd expect of someone that comes from the values that her parents instilled in her. She can't cook. She worked her way up in an industry that was merciless, and she did a good job at it. She worked her buns off. And she's also hilariously funny. And I honestly think that's why she attracts so many guys in the show, because most people have this impression that people so conventionally pretty are very uppity or pretentious or snobby, and Rachel isn't any of those things. In fact, she's so dorky, she's so goofy that you kind of take your guard down when you're around her. And I think that deadly combination has the ability to win over just about anyone. Leave your ideas below and be sure to tune in next week for another video all about relationships. Bye guys.